on the air. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting for PZA Ag for Tuesday, April 15th. Could we get a roll call, please? 2.
Mr. Featherling?
Here.
Mr. Miller? Here. Mr. Long? Ms. Weber? Mr. Dunnell?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Present.
Ms. Foster? Ms. Andrade? Ms. Armour Earps? Mr. Kirkstra?
Present.
Ms. Monday?
Present.
Ms. Amber Turner?
Present.
Mr. Lowy?
Present.
Ms. Denise Turner?
Present.
Ms. Alexander Hildebrand? We
Okay.
do have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, we need everybody get a chance to go over their minutes. Got them on the email. Anybody have any questions about them? Want anything they want to change or anything? If not, we'll entertain a motion to approve them. Mr. Lowry and Mr. Miller, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, thank you. Okay, next up will be building. We got a building to report, Del.
Yes.
We got
Yeah,
everybody should receive that and turn you on here.
Thank
Get
you.
ready to go.
Yeah, you should have the March 2025 building report in your packet. For March, we had 2 new homes, issued 68 permits with a total value of 14.7 million and brought in revenue of $63,479. That is up from last year. Same month was $21,000. So our revenue is staying up, but most of that has to do with solar farms.
Okay, anyone have any questions about that? No, none at all. Okay, we got a motion to get a motion. Mr. Donald, Mr. Lowry, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, Del, you're good to go.
As we do every month, we ask the committee if they have any know of any stormwater issues within their districts. We do this to keep our MS4 program up to date and compliant.
We really haven't had any big rainstorms or anything to have anything to talk about too much. Nobody has anything? No, Mr. Miller, okay. Okay, Del. Get that out of the way there, Del. Okay, next up will be a zoning case, will be ZBA. Pardon? What would you told me to stop? Oh, okay. ZBA case 24-10, request for a variance 121-99E, lot width on a parcel generally situated in section 11 of Pembroke Township. The petitioner is Lynn III LLC, St. Anne Series. Michael Ferry, manager, property owner, and applicant. Okay. Delbert, Mr. Skimmerhorn, what do we have for this?
This is a request for variance to lot width on the 56.93 acre parcel outlined in red on the map on the screen. The parcel has no frontage. It was created, I think, back in the 1990s with a 10-foot easement to get back to the parcel. The owner would like to build a small home on the parcel and bring electricity to it for that home. Went to the zoning board of appeals. The property is zoned A1 agriculture. Our ordinance requires 330 feet of frontage in that district. This parcel, they were able to negotiate with a adjoining property owner and get the easement up to 16 feet from the 10 feet. Zoning board felt that was enough for emergency vehicle access and access to the property and voted 7-0 to recommend approval of the variance of 314 feet for lot width.
Okay, any discussion? Del, anything in particular hung out there that you noticed?
No, within that 16 feet will be the driveway and the electric service.
Okay. And that the ingress egress, that's written out real good?
They have a
Agreement?
plat.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, plat. Okay, thank you. Okay, anyone have any questions? Barring none, I'll entertain a motion. Ms. Turner? Second by Ms. Turner. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Thank you. Okay. Okay, we had a legislative update.
Zoning map.
Zoning map. Del's gonna handle that. Ben, you got anything for that one too?
No, I will handle the zoning
Okay.
map. Each year, we adopt our zoning map that reflects all the changes from the previous year. So we're on the 2025 zoning map. Over the last year, we've added 9 farmstead exemptions, 14 zoning cases, which breaks down to 4 rezonings. One of them was withdrawn. That was the Bon Vivant R1 to C2. That one was withdrawn. 4 special use permits, 5 variances, and we had 1 text amendment for adaptive reuse in the R1 district. And I know that's hard to read, but that is the new zoning map, and it will be on the county's GIS, online GIS, and we can make printed copies available if need be. So we're asking today to adopt the 2025 zoning map.
Okay. To my eye, it kind of looks the same as last time.
Well, considering
memory's
most of
not so
those
good.
cases are little 2-3 acre parcels, on that screen you will not notice them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Do we need anything for that, though?
You need a
Oh,
vote.
the approval? Okay.
For approval.
Anyone have any questions about the map? It kind of doesn't, there's a few little changes here and there, but that's not very many on that map. And like you said, if anybody, I think if you need a copy of that, I think we can probably get you one.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Second, Mr. Donald. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, done. Thank you. Okay, we got, you doing the,
Legislative update?
yeah, you gonna do that?
Yes.
That's not doing it?
No, that's me.
Okay.
Periodically, I like to inform the committee on what's going on in Springfield, and there's quite a bit going on that affects planning right now. So I thought I'd run through the most important bills that are currently in Springfield. So one is House Bill 3288, which is the Affordable Communities Act. It applies to zoning units of 100K or more, which it's unclear whether Kankakee County actually would qualify for this or not, because our zoning authority does, even though we're at 107,000 people, our zoning authority is only over about 50,000 in the unincorporated area. But the regulations says we cannot prevent the development of any middle housing types, and middle housing means 2 to 8 unit buildings, cottage clusters, townhouses. Basically, we would have to allow apartments by right in any of our residential districts. If it is passed, we have till June 1st, 2026 to bring our zoning ordinance in line with the new law. Next one up is,
Oh, can we ask as we
yeah,
go, or?
yeah, that's probably best. Yes.
Yeah, so you're telling me if I got a lot that's zoned R1, that I can put a 6-unit building on it if it fits setbacks?
If this were to pass, yes.
Jeez.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Lowry. Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Do we think it's gonna pass?
I do not know. I did not dig that deep into it.
There
is a-
other states have.
There is a coalition from Chicago that is pushing it pretty hard.
Imagine that.
Yes.
Yeah, they want to be able to dunk apartment buildings in with houses and subdivisions that aren't completed yet. And, wow. Is there anything we can do about that locally, Dale?
You can certainly enter a witness slip on the legislative website, voicing your opinion.
But
And
that,
you can do that for any of these.
Yeah, but nobody ever reads that, do they?
They read them into the record, so
Do they?
yes,
Has everyone ever done that before?
I have.
I have. Dale, explain it. Probably explain it better than me.
You just go to their website for
State of
you
Illinois.
pick the one that you want to comment on, and submit. Click on submit witness slip. You type in what you want to say, and then you hit enter, and then that goes to. It becomes part of the record of the.
Should we put, we're on the Kankakee County Board, or no, just your name?
Depends on who you're speaking on behalf of. You can speak on behalf of yourself. I don't think you can speak on behalf of the county board without their permission.
Yeah, so that would have to be Matt, right?
Right.
Okay, or Craig or somebody, okay. Because I've done it pretty much every time it's been requested of us, that we get an email, you know, says, hey, do this, and usually do it. It's pretty simple to do. It'd really be good for us to all like even friends and stuff to send in, because this is gonna be bad, not bad, but
Potentially.
it's gonna affect property values drastically around town.
And in some circles, it's called outlawing single-family zoning is what it's
Yeah.
referred to. 'Cause
They don't
would
wanna
be-
say it that way.
if
Right.
you can put apartments anywhere and multifamily anywhere, there's really little reason to have residential, single-family residential zoning.
So, okay, Mr. Smith.
Is there any restrictions on how many units can be in apartment buildings or townhomes or that type of thing?
By
I mean,
definition, it looks like it's up to 8. 2 to 8 units.
So if I had an empty lot next to my house, they could come in there and build an 8-unit apartment building right next to my house. The whole purpose of zoning is to protect your properties, and I don't understand where this stuff is coming
It's to
from.
separate uses for compatibility so that we have a harmonious blend of uses.
It's not a home.
and wouldn't that be
Unplanned,
delightful?
unplanned multifamily in locations where it may or may not be suitable is not harmonious.
Would that be the same as Section 8 housing?
Well, that's just how they pay. That's just something else.
It could
No,
be.
It could be. There's Section 8 housing everywhere right now. You just don't know it.
Oh, you know.
Oh, well, not all of them. Okay. Larry, you look like you're going to say something back there. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman.
Anyone else? Anyone else have anything to say about that one? Okay. Any more questions about that?
All right.
We should make sure that our chairman, because he can speak for the board and let them know that, I mean, we should say at least whether we think it's a good idea or not, so that he can, you know, say, hey, our planning and zoning committee, you know, said this or that, or, right, Matt?
Yeah, everyone send me an email with your opinions and I'll make sure to pass them along.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that way, he's got a little more stick than me, because it's just gonna blow right by, nobody's gonna see it, so. Mr. Smith?
Yeah, in the event a home were to burn down for whatever reason, is it, could someone say, well, I don't want to put a home back there, I'm going to put an apartment building?
Mhm.
If this were to pass, yeah.
Yeah. As long as it fits on it's gotta meet the setback requirements, you can't just throw a house there on the
Well, I
lines,
understand
you
all
know?
that, but at the same time, I
Yeah.
mean, there was a home before that, and then just to throw an apartment building in.
I think that the towns should be able to dig in and hold some ground, but I don't know about the county, it's gonna be tough. So,
Oh, boy.
okay, we gotta keep that one on the top of our heads for a little bit. 'Cause
There's
it-
probably others.
Yeah, okay, keep going. Okay, Del, go with some more.
All right. To further erode the county's ability to regulate land use is the Local Accessories Dwelling Units Act, which is also being pushed by the same coalition. This would make accessory dwelling units a permitted use in all residential districts, including mobile homes. So if you have a home, you can add a second home to your property. It also puts stipulations that we must approve these applications within 60 days or they automatically become approved. And they cannot be denied even if existing nonconformities or violations, either zoning or building violations, exist on the property. So they don't have to correct the building violations in order to do it. So yes, this is another one that you probably ought to comment on if you would.
Typing emails all
choose to.
day here. We have a lobbyist that's there too, right? Is he?
We do.
Yeah.
There is some benefit to accessory dwelling units, and we have been exploring the possibility in our office for limited number of them. We get lots of calls. The most common call is mom or dad is elderly, can sort of take care of themselves, but need to be watched, and they don't want to put them into a nursing home, so they would like to have a little cottage out back or something for them to live in. We have been exploring the possibility of adding that to our ordinance.
That's been in place for, I mean, kids have lived behind their grandparents for years.
That
right?
would be in a
Yeah.
limited fashion with certain regulations to make sure that it is removed when mom or dad no longer need it. This new law
Yeah.
this doesn't matter who it is or how long it's there, so.
You could sell it to whoever you want, when you're done.
So,
Okay, that one doesn't
Well,
sound
we
good either.
support-
What was the number?
the
on that
office
one, Dale?
supports accessory dwelling units, not necessarily this law.
30,
It's right up there.
35, 32, okay.
And that was, for some reason, the next one I have here. This one only applies to municipalities, but it's basically the same thing. I'm not sure, since the other one covers counties and municipalities, I'm not sure why they felt they needed another bill, but this one here is accessory dwelling units strictly for municipalities. Next one is House Bill and Senate Bill. People Over Parking Act, this is also by the same coalition, which eliminates our requirements for parking for residential uses if they're within 1.5 miles of a public transportation hub. The way I read that is if they're within 1.5 miles of a bus stop, we can't require parking at homes, apartment buildings, any residential use.
Okay, Mr. Dell. So you can park 12 cars on the street and you don't have to require anything in the parking lot for the apartment building?
I didn't write it.
Okay, I know. I'm just throwing it back at you to make sure it's clicking in my brain the way it's clicking in your brain.
So
Okay,
yes, that is possible.
3256,
And the next one actually has 1, 2,
23,
3. There's a lot of varying legislation about solar farms and
Oh,
wind
boy.
farms. This one, I forget which number, I just kind of grouped them all together rather than separate them all out. There's a bill down there to take all of our regulations back to what they were 2 years ago when the county had some authority over solar and wind. That's one of them. There's another one that wants to give municipalities full jurisdiction within their 1.5 miles over the solar and wind. Although we would still have permitting authority, we would have to permit it based on the municipalities' regulations and ordinances. Some of them do have some good parts. One of them allows the county, if you still use special use permits, to be able to base a denial using the LaSalle factors, findings of fact. That was taken away 2 years ago, but looks like that might sneak its way back in.
Hmm.
If it does, the county may want to consider making them special use permits again. I don't know how that's going to play out. All of them seem to give a lot more flexibility to the county for decommissioning plans and the bonds associated with those. And there is one of them that allows the denial of applications in residential areas that are specified in the county's comprehensive plan. Another reason for the county to have a good, up-to-date comprehensive plan, which we do not.
We're working on that
So-
one. Hopefully we are.
There are a lot of them. There's another one coming up too. I actually separated that one out because I thought it was interesting.
Well, okay,
Next one. Any
Mr.
questions on
Lowry,
that one?
yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So out of so far what you presented us, this is probably the best looking bill, in your opinion?
Depending on which one you pick.
It's fixing some of the ones they messed up before.
Okay.
Of what's up on the screen there now.
Yeah, well,
This is-
that's a culmination of
Culmination of-
regulations out of all three of those.
Okay.
I kind of like the one that takes us back to where we were 2 years ago.
Right,
Yeah.
and I don't disagree with
Kind of
that.
like
Yeah.
that one, but if not, some of the other ones aren't bad. I do not like the giving the municipalities authority within the 1.5 miles.
Gotcha.
Okay, but that's
We
Senate.
still have to permit it. We still have to monitor it, do code enforcement on it, but we have to. So all of my guys have to not only know our rules, but the municipalities' rules too, because we have to
Mhm.
enforce it
Right.
and review it to their rules.
So I have an additional question based on that. Have we done, I think, and maybe I'm wrong in this, or maybe I have, and I don't have my notes with me from that meeting. With some of the municipalities, do we have a contract with them to do their permitting for it? Like, I think Buckingham was one of them.
We
Did
do inspections
assist-
for them, I believe.
we just did, okay, we just did the inspections.
We do permitting too, Dell, right?
That's just for rooftop solar.
Oh,
individual
okay.
homes.
Okay, I thought we did, so, okay. I was like,
Now, for the wind farms already give jurisdiction to the municipalities within their 1.5 miles.
okay,
And my understanding of the new wind farm is that all of the municipalities in the western end of the county signed away their authority to the county
Okay,
for us to do the permitting for that. However, as I keep telling their attorney, is they can give it away, we have to accept it. And we have not accepted that authority yet.
gotcha.
So,
Okay.
so there's no contract.
Okay.
From that regard.
I like I said, I just didn't have my notes. I was just trying to get
Now,
more
we,
clarification.
as far as
where-
building permits go, we do some inspecting and some review for some of our municipalities. Sun River Terrace is one of them. Buckingham's another. We do electrical permits only in the city of Kankakee, so it's a variety.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So, Del, House bills, I understand. What's the Senate bill? It has a completely different number.
Well, actually, those two are mirror bills. One's going to the Senate and one's going to the House.
Okay. Well, to get to the Senate, has it already been through the House then?
No,
It's not like,
my understanding, it originated in the Senate, will have to go to the House.
and that come back.
And when it
again.
originates in the House, has to go to the Senate.
Okay. So this one could take some time. That one could take some
Now,
time.
keep in mind, some of those bills also, a version of them also went before the legislation last year too, and did not go anywhere, so.
Yes.
So in the case where the municipalities have relinquished their control and asked the county to take it, and the county hasn't accepted that control yet, who's in control? What happens there?
No,
It just
the
sits-
municipality is until we accept it.
Okay, so they remain in control until we accept that. And this is out in Buckingham, is that where the
That would be
wind farm?
Reddick,
Yeah,
Buckingham,
okay,
Small
Union
town.
Hill.
You got some?
Gotcha,
I
okay.
don't know if Irwin was involved in that. Any of them that had potential wind towers within a mile and a half.
okay. So they're saying you guys can take this and make sure it's all
Yeah.
sealed up and buttoned up and ready to go. And you guys in the county, we have not accepted that because I'm just curious because I don't, I'm trying to follow the line of thought.
Well, I've discussed this a little bit with Matt. There's some back and forth there. If we do it, then we accept the liability for it.
Yeah.
However, if we do it, we also accept the building permit fee for it. So there's some pros and cons on it.
Mm-hmm.
A little more travel for the guys, the inspectors and stuff.
So
All right,
we'll
thank
see
you.
how that works
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
It's too early for me to tell you how that's going.
Are there deadlines? So there's deadlines in place and
Not really.
not really? It's just let's do it, let's not do it.
Yeah.
Conversation continues.
When they get ready to apply for their building permit, they'll have to have it hammered
Yeah.
out by then.
Yeah.
Some
All right, thank you.
Somebody have to put it to bed for that. So. Okay, anyone else have anything? All questions are good questions.
No.
No? Okay, Del. Should we move on to historic preservation?
We're not done. We're not
Okay,
done.
all
We're
right.
not done.
Oh, I thought you were done.
House Bill 2999, manufactured homes. This would allow manufactured homes in any residential district. Anywhere. And you cannot restrict them based on the age of the home or the size of the home. We can create standards to inspect older homes.
So I could bring a 80-year-old trailer up and set it up in the lot next door?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good one.
Or if the accessory dwelling unit one also passes, you could put it on your lot. So.
With your house. Okay, this Monday.
So we're not talking manufactured homes, we're talking, because a mobile home and a manufactured home, two completely different things.
No.
It's
No.
not
Same thing.
really, yeah, it's the
Same thing.
No,
Okay.
they are all manufactured homes.
They're built in
Yeah,
a factory,
mobile homes,
so.
and you have the what they call the manufactured homes. It's a matter of what building standard they're built to.
Right, because a manufactured home that I'm familiar with, they're not mobile. You can't move them, you can't, they're
Yeah.
done, not like a trailer. A
Yeah.
mobile home can be
They
moved.
usually
The module-
when
Right.
they're built in the factory where they build the same wall and it goes in 10 different houses, that's
Mobile homes,
prefabricated, they usually call those.
they're all manufactured homes. They're all built in a factory. Mobile homes are built to the minimal HUD standards,
Mhm.
whereas modular homes are built to the ICC standard, which is the same standard as a stick-built house.
Yeah,
Mhm, Right,
so they have the same lumber.
This would
and-
include all of those.
Yeah.
okay.
Wow, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
And this one coming up is probably the craziest one of the bunch. Residential Automated Permitting Platform Act requires all counties and municipalities with more than 5,000 population to establish and maintain a software platform that automates plan reviews, automatically produces code compliant approvals, accepts online payments, and instantly issues permits for photovoltaic systems, rooftop solars. I don't know that that software exists. I do not know how a computer can review the plans for a home and tell us that the roof trusses can support it.
Yeah.
I do not know how it could do the approval without any human intervention. But some of the requirements of it are below there. Must be operational by July 1st. Must be on a website, and we must provide compliance reports. Must be totally automated from application to final inspection. I don't know how the computer can inspect it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Maybe the guy who invented the program lobbied for it.
Yes. And we can't require more than one inspection. And we must offer remote inspections. I don't, there's some confusion there.
What's that mean?
Anybody aggrieved by a violation of this act is entitled to have the, in our case, the county pay up to 50% of the total cost of the installation if we were to violate this act. I don't.
We kind of have it now
This
with
was
the county. You can
This
get a
was the
permit
worst one that
online.
I've seen. I don't.
Yeah. We updated everything. We can do permits online.
We
and
have a
everything.
permitting software.
And you can pay for your
program.
permit and everything too, right, though?
Yes,
Swipe
but
your
it is
card and
far
everything?
from automated.
Yeah, it's not going to look at the prints and tell you
We
if the
still
prints
have
are right
to
or wrong.
review the plans. We still have to do the inspections.
Everyone's different. How they
So-
do it. Okay. Well,
That one there
AI is
was-
coming.
That one there was really interesting. The next one, I don't know that it affects us much, but there's a movement to have a 300-foot setback for gas stations anytime they're near a school. In the county, I'm not aware that we have anything of that nature, but if somebody wanted to do one in the future, it could be a problem. It certainly would affect any gas stations and schools in town, but that's not in our jurisdiction, so.
A lot of gas stations don't want to go by schools anyway because they
And
come there
here's
after school.
another
100
interesting
kids at
one.
time.
I separated this out from the solar and wind.
This
This provides that townships may regulate or prohibit commercial wind and solar facilities. I don't know where the townships would have the wherewithal to do the permitting on that, but it would allow townships that authority.
Sure, Mr. Lowry.
So if a township basically said, we don't want solar or wind farms in our township, they could say, yeah, we're not doing it.
Yep.
And that would deny
The
That would-
previous ones.
Yes, township regulations shall prevail over county regulations, but municipal regulations shall prevail over township regulations.
Where do these people get coming from? I'm sorry. Where's this? Excuse me? No? Where's this come from?
I don't know, because if you look at the township code, townships only have zoning authority
Yeah.
if the county does not.
And where's
Which,
that?
Southern Illinois, there are some townships that have zoning authority. But once the county had adopted its zoning ordinance back in 1967, townships no longer had any zoning authority whatsoever. It's unclear as to whether this is in addition to that, or if they would still not have the authority if the county has the zoning authority.
Gotcha.
I don't know. But I thought that one was one that you guys would probably be interested in.
Well, that's
And-
very interesting, because I
Yes.
have, at least in my district, a couple of townships are against wind farms and solar farms, and would love to see this get passed if they sat there and said, we don't
yes.
want them.
I do believe if they had the full authority, the landscape for solar and wind would change.
Yet in the meantime, they're trying to eliminate townships.
There's also legislation for that too.
Yeah. So
But that would not affect any township in Kankakee County because they have to have a population 500 or less, and we have no townships that small. And that's what I have for legislative updates.
okay. Anybody
Sure, sure.
Yeah, we get it out to all 28. Maybe we could talk about it in the board meeting too.
And there's a lot more information in the actual bills. I just kind of highlighted it, so if you want to actually read the bills, you can.
Saved all the good stuff for us, huh?
Yeah, I actually read them also, so it's
You read them all?
great late night
Yeah.
reading. Yes.
Yeah, must be really bored.
So
Okay, anyone, no more questions for legislative, let's, Michelle's not here, who's gonna do that?
I
Historic?
will do that.
Okay.
The
Historic Preservation 2024 Annual Report.
Yes, the Historic Preservation Commission has forwarded their annual report, as they're required to do every year, to the county board to put on file. I know you can't read that, but that is the entirety of the report. Basically a month by month of their activities. And you should have a copy of it in your packet. Should be far easier to read than that screen.
Yeah, I can't read that from here. Can you?
So we need a motion to put that on
Yeah.
file.
Need a
Accept
motion
and
to
put
put this
on
on file. Mr. Donald, second, Mr. Lowy. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign? No? Okay, thanks. Okay. Mr. Wilson's gonna talk about a lease agreement, which we've talked about, but he's gonna talk about a bus too, so. Mr. Wilson, you have the floor.
We're about to take delivery of a shiny new 2024 Ford Starcraft bus. And in order to operate our transit system, we have a lease agreement with Showbus. Outlines the vehicles, where we keep them, what we do with them. So when we get a new vehicle, we want to make changes to that. So I'm requesting 3 vehicle line item changes. The addition of the 24 Starcraft, for the new bus, and then the removal of bus 10 and bus 11, which we've had authorization from DOT for disposal. Those are both 2009 vehicles that are well past their usable life and far more expensive to fix than it would warrant investing in the carcass. So three changes to the current lease agreement so we can move it forward to the full board.
Okay. Mr. Dunham, you get a motion? Okay. Second. Ms. Mundy, you said second, okay. All in favor, say aye. Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Roll call.
Roll call, please. Eric's gonna do it.
So, Mr. Featherling,
Yes.
Mr. Miller, Mr. Long, Mr. Dunnell, Mr. Smith, Mr. Kirkstra, Miss Monday, Miss Amber Turner, Mr. Lowy, Miss Denise Turner, and Mr. Alexander Hildebrand.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Did a good job there. Okay. That all you need, Ben? Ben, excuse me, that's all you need? Okay. Okay. Okay, Del. Next up we have old business. Anybody have any old business? Nothing for old business. How about new business? No? So we get a motion to adjourn. Mr. Miller and Mr. Smith, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.